talking a little bit there.
Oh, you
bro.
did?
I think I did. I think I caught you a little bit there. My bad, man. I didn't mean
Hot
to,
mic. Hot mic.
Yeah, I didn't mean to catch you up there, man. That's
I have
my
the
bad.
cans on. I should be more aware.
You should
what?
always know, man. If there's a mic in front of you, it's potentially a hot mic.
Hot mic. Yeah, how many people have been burned with that?
Dude, quite a bit. I have a bad feeling if you get all the hot mics, you could end up being president.
Oh, my gosh.
Seems to be the case. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another week inside the Pallet House. We're glad to have you here. And, we're glad to be here.
Yeah, we are.
I'm feeling good. I feel like the conversation leading into this episode would have been pretty fantastic to have on the air. I hate when that happens, when we have like awesome stuff going on for like an hour prior or an hour after, and then it's like we get on the mic and it's like
Every week.
Yeah.
you get on the mic. It's like, so
We
how's
need
the Miata?
We need to do an extra show or something. Charge these bastards.
We've often talked about that, doing the extra show like that you charge for.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people would actually pay to hear like the
Uncut.
uncensored.
Dozens.
John
That's
Wayne
what's-
Bobbitt. Uncut.
Uncut. I think he was cut. Actually, I believe.
Yeah, that was the name of his porn.
He was
Uncut.
He was double cut.
Really, that was the name
Yeah,
of his.
because he
porn?
was uncut.
Yeah.
Get it?
He had to
He had
squeeze
been
it out
cut?
like toothpaste at the end.
Ew, are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
seen it.
okay.
I heard a
Oh my god, dude. That
recap.
That sounds brutal.
That
Yeah.
is like the worst. I mean, every guy, that's just the worst, right?
To get your dong chopped
Yeah.
off?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there.
How-
Right.
I mean,
I can't think of
Would
a
you rather
whole
be on Helen Keller status or that?
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Helen Keller was cured, right? I'll take Helen.
No.
No, you don't cure blindness and muteness.
And
And
being
death.
Well,
deaf.
she ended up getting like better.
I mean, she could communicate at some point,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
her penis still didn't work. Actually, I should not assume her gender. That's wrong of me.
Yeah.
I
How dare
apologize
you.
to all the listeners.
Right.
Dude, I don't know. Would you rather be deaf and blind or not, or have your junk cut off?
I'll take the junk cut off.
Yeah.
I think I would too.
With the assumption of being able, you can stitch it back. Is that the assumption?
No, I know. All right, so here's
Like
this
cut
is,
off, thrown in the woods.
This
Done.
is where thrown in
Gone.
the woods. Yeah, gone.
Eunuch.
So this is where my brain went with
Okay.
this. This is where my head was.
Well, see,
Was that if my penis actually holds me back from so many great things.
True that.
Because 90% of my effort from the time I was
you
like
gotta get the balls
14
cut off.
But that
right?
ain't going to go away.
Yeah, that's the balls.
Well, I'm wondering if it would, right? So like Helen
That
Keller,
won't make it go away
Helen
either.
Keller, you're like
And the testosterone is what makes you go insane from your junk, from your
No,
balls?
I'm pretty sure it's like your just innate biological desire to reproduce.
but when you cut a dog's balls off, it stops humping everything.
Does it?
For the most
Yeah,
part, yeah.
Not as much. It just stops.
Isn't that where chemical castration came from? Like you castrated somebody, you literally took their nuts and it was like they're a different person?
It's a quick start to this show.
That's a good question. I don't know that answer because I do know that it's also biological as far as like
Yeah.
we are trying to reproduce as much
yeah,
as possible.
evolution
Yeah.
has decided we
Yeah.
need to reproduce.
So if you
and-
take that from me, so like the two options you gave me is one, I'm deaf, blind, and dumb, and the other, now I've just lost my penis.
I'm already deaf and dumb.
So there's a distinct possibility in my brain that I could actually become smarter, more motivated, more
What if
focused.
we're all like-
because I've taken away.
Just take up meditation.
You think that'll help you do that?
Yeah.
It might.
Have you ever tried it?
It's so hard.
It
I've
is so
tried.
hard.
It's
I don't-
impossible.
I don't have the
But did
mental
you hear people like
capacity.
Sam Harris? They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I went on a silent retreat for 3 months.
Dude,
Like,
it-
what? Like not even
But look at that. That's a
like
person.
straight silence.
Yeah.
But the end result is the way he communicates, the way he deals with things in life is insane.
And that's
But
the
to
thing, you
me-
look up to him. So
Yes.
look at that.
But to
Maybe
me,
there's
is it a
something to
chicken and the egg thing? Like, is he already that guy? So he could do that
Yeah, he
because
might have
he's
been.
already that evolved and that smart.
No.
You don't think so?
No. He had to be into it and started from square and
See, I think it takes a special person just to be able to do that.
no. Most people are exactly like us when they start.
You think?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But taking that first step, you have to be.
Yeah. I mean, most people cannot,
How long could you go without communicating verbally with somebody?
7 minutes.
I have
Not
no
very
idea.
Well, it's a different. Not
Depends.
to
They got
moan-
good cheeseburgers and tacos in this place.
Not to toot my own horn. That's a
I'll
great
be quite
question.
silent and eat
Yeah.
Well,
tacos.
now you have like text messaging and email. Like, so
Imagine if there was no sour cream on the table and you couldn't ask somebody.
you could just point.
You just leave. Well, I'm going to start talking again.
Well, you flip a table first.
Right. Yeah.
Quietly.
I love to talk though.
I would have one of those dry erase boards, a little 12 by 12
You
ones.
carry it around with you,
Yeah.
What do you think
and it would
is
just
the-
have sour cream and it
Mold.
would be painted
That'd be
on the
up top.
top.
Yeah.
You would never be able to wipe it off.
Right.
Have either of you spent like an entire day like in silence, not communicate with anybody in any way? Like one day.
Not
good question.
anymore, because you mean communicating like verbally or just like
At all. Human interaction. Have you ever spent a day in solitude?
I don't know if I have, because I don't know why I would ever be in that situation, because I would have my phone on me, right? So
Yeah.
I would be. I mean, my jerk off friends text me nonstop all day, and I include you two in this.
Thank you.
I mean, I have been in situations where, like, I've been working on helicopter, like in the middle of the night for 8 hours by myself.
I've definitely done like 8 hours in that exact scenario. Like this.
Actually, I've worked in my shop at my house now. For
That's what I'm saying.
4
I'll
or 5
do-
hours by myself.
Do you listen to
but
stuff
you have-
now?
Yes.
Because I find myself always like like every morning, I get up, I take my phone, and I have a speaker, and I take it into the shower with me, and I listen to a podcast while I shower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'm always podcast in my ear now. Like it's
Like
it's
around the
bad.
house and shit.
yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah,
Always.
I don't.
yeah. I
ever do
noticed
that.
today when we were communicating, you had headphones on the entire time.
I almost always do. And my family.
Only time I listen to podcasts is in the vehicle or at the gym or if I'm cutting grass.
Dude, I do it all the time. If
Like
I'm
as you're
doing-
making the kids lunch, you got that shit going.
Well,
you're
like,
talking to them as you're listening.
so
to
like
podcasts
in the
and shit.
morning, like if
I
my
try
wife
not to do that.
if my wife goes to work, I'll put on my headphones and they'll like get ready, and I'll have one earbud in and I'll be listening to podcasts so I can still talk to them. They zone out on the TV while I'm packing lunches. They help pack lunches by making their breakfast. I'm listening to podcasts the whole time. Like it's pretty bad.
It's so bad. Today I went out to fix some flashing on the roof.
Yeah.
And I get out on the roof and I'm looking at it and I call my wife. I was like, hey, all right. It looks like there is something here. Like I need to fix it. And I was like, here's what I need you to do. I need you to get me a pair of gloves. I need the caulk gun. And I need headphones. And those
gonna
are
be
the
here.
three
I'm
things.
gonna be here for a little
those
bit.
are the three things I requested. And then she comes and she hands me all the stuff and the headphones. And it's like, boom, went right in.
What's
and-
your podcast music ratio?
I'm out on music now. It's bad, and
Really?
I like music. I do like music, but I 100% of the time I go podcast. Now, when I'm in the car with the kids and other people, we listen to music, and I
Right.
like pop music. But I actually got the kids like we'll listen to Mike Rose podcast, and they actually like it
That's
a
because
good
they can
one.
learn something. You know,
I've actually started forcing myself to listen to music again
Really?
because I was so bad just listening
What do you
to,
use?
to talk. My music? Google
Tape
Music.
deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like Google Music, but that's because of my own demons. You know, I buy music, so I like to back it into that.
I do like Friday night. The wife and I went out, and like I put on Pandora.
Yeah. I use Spotify, which I enjoy.
I've never done
I've
Spotify.
never done Spotify.
I like Pandora.
Yeah, Pandora's good. I paid for Pandora, the non-ad one, $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm thinking about taking that leap mostly because like CDs are gone, right? And
But Spotify's better because
That's what I
the
hear.
one thing about Pandora, at least from what I recall, I haven't used it in maybe a year now, is that you can't just search a song and play it.
Oh, you can't?
In Pandora,
Yeah, I don't think you can.
no,
You're
you
right.
have to go. You play the
You
station,
can find
and it's
or
like
the
a
yeah
mix.
you can find that
and
artist.
Google
Right.
Music is set up like Spotify. I can
Right.
go in and go if I'm paying for it. I can go in
Hanson.
and hear this.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
boom.
throwing out
Bop,
just- yeah,
let's get it going.
right
repeat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean Spotify. If you pay whatever the $7 a month, every song in the world is at
And
your
I used to be
fingertips.
such a music nut. I really did. Like I listen to music all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess most people do, but I don't know. I used to love buying CDs, buying tapes. You know,
And then it creates mixes for you based off what you listen to, so you can like your
See, I
daily
love that.
mix.
And
Yeah.
Google kinda
Pandora
starts
does
to
that.
do
I mean, they
that.
pick
Yeah.
other.
So I'm actually right now the Miata you guys heard about last week. The stereo doesn't work. It's one of the things
You
that-
said it was perfect. You lying son of a bitch.
it's
Yeah.
about to be perfect. We're going to spend a little more money. All that money I negotiated off, it's all coming back, I'm sure. But the stereo doesn't work, and so now I'm in market for a stereo, which I haven't done in forever.
Yeah.
And as I'm looking at them, the vast majority of these things, they don't have CD player. They don't have anything. A lot of them don't even have aux jacks.
Yeah.
They just, your Bluetoothing, or they connect direct to your phone, like Android Play or Apple Play. Would you go that route, completely beholden to your phone being the only way to get music outside of the radio or satellite radio?
I've been that way for a long time.
It's funny you ask, because when I got the wife's 2005 Pilot, I was like, I'm getting a new radio put in it. So I took it to the...
because that year doesn't have the aux jack.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't have Bluetooth.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to get some cool shit in here. So I went up to the audio place. Well, my wife's car has a tape deck in it. It's got a CD player.
Oh, you're set.
And it also has a multi-disc CD changer down below it.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, yeah, I can take all that out, but here's what you're going to lose. You're going to lose that extra CD player, the 6-disc player. You're going to lose the controls on the steering wheel.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Well,
there's ways to
There is.
that.
It all costs money.
Yeah,
Of course.
So I was like, well, then what's the point here? My father-in-law bought me a dope-ass Bluetooth player that plugs into the cigarette lighter for $20 off Amazon. It sounds crystal clear. I'm like, I'm just going to keep this. Like, why spend $500 so I get, what do I get from it? Really, what do I get from it? Nothing. Because if it's Bluetooth, if it's a Bluetooth radio head unit, then all I get is the ability to change the color of it. Like,
right.
I'm really not getting anything.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to do it. I didn't want to lose the controls. I didn't want to lose the.
Right.
I still have CDs. I didn't want to lose
if none of that came into play, like the steering wheel, because like this Miata obviously has nothing.
Yeah, you got nothing in
it.
there.
So I could put a CD player in it, but if you were in that situation,
It's funny
Don't put
you
a
ask.
CD player in.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, I was going to say, it's funny you should ask. Funny you should bring it up. My work card, I didn't realize this for a month. It doesn't have any of that. All it has is Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it.
Have
I just
you missed it? Like, are you getting by?
No, because all I do is podcasts or listen to stuff through my phone. Like, I'm not like, oh, I wish I had a CD. I just realized one day, I was like, oh, yeah, there's no CD player here.
I guess what I'm struggling with is that all I am buying.
Can you not get it with an aux jack, too?
Yeah, but now my phone doesn't even have a thing. I got to put a stupid ass adapter into my phone just to plug in a 3.5-inch cable. Just to, you know what I mean?
What?
Like, yeah, like my phone doesn't have a port. It's got the USB-C.
Oh, you don't have a headphone port.
I don't have a headphone port, and the
Why?
phones are going that way. You give it 2 years, no one's going to have them. It's just they're doing away with them. It's stupid.
What a bunch of communist bullshit.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I agree. Like, I'm not happy about it. So I have this stupid adapter I carry around that I plug into my phone if I want to then plug in a headphone standard,
Because I hate when my Bluetooth headset dies, and I'm like, well, now I want to just plug some headphones in because why not?
Essentially, I could go out and get a stupid dial radio put in the car that just does radio, and then get one of those Bluetooth adapters that does over the FM transmission. That's
probably
a $15 piece of equipment, but the head units are $100 just so they can do what that $15 thing does. And I'm kind of like,
But you can get a dope head unit.
Why wouldn't you just get a head unit that has a stereo and a fucking Bluetooth and leave it at that?
that's what I'm looking at getting.
And they're
I'm
cheap.
Just saying
You can
it's
get one of those for
interesting
like
that you're
$89.
Yeah, what else would you
$99
get
bucks.
other
Yeah.
than that? So
Well-
I don't understand the debate. What
Well,
else
you
would
don't
get?
want something
I'm
too
just
nice
saying
because
it's a shitty little piece of technology. All it is a Bluetooth transmitter. It's basically all I'm getting. A Bluetooth transmitter and an amp.
Yes.
That's all I'm getting.
Right.
But you don't want anything too nice either because it's a drop top and the mic is stolen. So you don't want to go above and beyond.
Oh, I will not spend $100
Yeah.
on a head unit because I'm realizing
Go to the
that
pawn
it's-
shops, too.
Probably will anybody even steal them anymore. I don't think stolen radios are a thing. But in the 90s, like I had my shit stolen on the regular.
Oh, yeah.
And you always you have the detachable face like in your pocket
Yeah.
going
Oh, yeah.
around. Like,
I used to do that.
it was pretty standard procedure.
It would beep at you if you didn't take it off.
My Suzuki had so many radios stolen out. The last one I bought was just a piece of crap radio with the dials on it that didn't have any way of playing anything, and you could remove the entire thing. It had a
Remember
handle.
that? The whole thing would
Yeah.
pull
Yes.
out right
I
It had a
remember
handle
that.
that folded up, and you would
Yeah.
take the whole thing out.
Right.
And that would save you like $20 over the one that the face would
Except,
come off.
except that thing was more expensive than the cheapest thing they have now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. dirt cheap. So I'm over here looking at doing this like major upgrade, and I'm like, oh,
You should get some nice
$70.
speakers in your thing, though.
Well, that's where all the money is going to be spent is the speakers, because I'm realizing the head unit's nothing anymore. It's a Bluetooth transmitter with
That's
an amp.
it. And an FM module.
And I'm like, am I missing something? But I'm going through and I'm like, I don't even know where my CDs are, so I don't need a CD player.
I got a whole shelf of them that we never use anymore.
No.
Like,
It's come
sad.
down to
I
my
haven't
phone.
played one in years.
Yeah.
And until the head unit has its own internet and can stream in everything I need, that would be the upgrade, right? That would take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Because right now everything's relying on my phone, like entirely, outside of radio or satellite. Which I don't plan on paying for satellite radio. That seems stupid. So it's been interesting, this realization of where we are. It's all coming from your phone, just streaming. into
Everything
your
is so cheap. Adam Carolla always talks about it. He says there's never been a better time to be poor. It's like when you
That's a good
like,
point.
you used to be like literally everything was expensive 20, 30 years ago. Like TVs, phones, any everyday luxury now you can get cheap. Like you can literally get a dope-ass TV for under $500 when you used to not be able to get the crappiest of TVs for under $500.
And I hate to go down this rabbit hole and pull me out in a second, but this is one of the things that I always point to when people talk about anything like health insurance and how do we make health insurance more feasible. I'm like, we need to look to the industries where prices are dropping and quality is going through the roof.
Yep.
What are those industries, and what are those industries doing that is much different than what we're doing currently in healthcare? And analyze that and figure that out.
I agree.
And those industries are the ones. Quality is always going through the roof and price is dropping.
Yeah, because
So
there's
you're
competition.
but you're looking at like electronics.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But healthcare is getting better at the same pace that electronics are. So
But prices are going up.
So what's that? I mean, I'm asking you. I'm not being.
Yeah, my personal opinion is that it's a lack of availability and a lack of competition.
I think the lack of competition is where
And insurance. It's
everything
like-
comes.
Well, my
from.
question is healthcare a right?
Insurance, no, you can't have a right that somebody else has to pay for.
That's
It can't be a right.
my argument. Like, I don't agree. Like, I don't think everyone in the country deserves health care just because.
Right.
There's countries that have done it though, and basically you just got to tax the hell out of
But
the
somebody's
people,
paying for it.
Sure,
You
there's
can't call it a
money
right,
has to
though. I
come
mean,
in.
we can have a
Exactly.
conversation about giving it to people because certain people need it. But
Yes.
just from a foundational perspective of rights, at least in my opinion, is that you can't have a right that someone else is required to provide to you.
But what I don't understand is,
So
like,
you can't take money or something from someone else and say that you have a right because of that.
the way healthcare works in our country is no matter what, you go to the ER and you are in an emergency, you
We'll
will be
help
taken
you.
care of.
We'll help you.
So back to the cost aspect, the biggest thing is very similar with the way that college education is and everything is. It's when you remove the aspect of cost from the consumer. So we don't know how much anything costs.
Yeah.
We just have this magic number taken out of our paycheck. This magical person in the sky pays for it. We have
A
no
lot
way
of
of
times
shopping it around,
it's
no way of saying, what
overcharged.
does this cost?
Yeah.
So when that's the case, there's everybody just jacks up the price. If you owned a business where they forced people to spend money with you, why wouldn't you say my price is now? And it didn't matter.
Yeah.
No one was shopping you around.
This sandwich is
You would just bump it through
$100.
the roof.
So is the problem transparency? Because we don't actually have a good feel.
It's just
for
like
what it
taxes.
costs?
If you had to stroke a check for $15,000 at the end of every year, instead of having it magically disappear and you get thankful for what you're left over with, if you had to get your money and then say every month, here's my $1,000 bill that I'm sending away,
You'd
you
probably
would be
a lot more aware of it.
much more aware.
Yeah.
Same thing with medical
You probably
costs.
care a lot more, right? Like, no, that should go to the schools, damn it.
Yeah,
A
if
lot
there
of
was
those-
if I could get an MRI like there's CVS's and Walgreens,
Yeah,
they'd be
they were
$100
competing,
each.
yeah.
You could just go and get one. You know what I mean? They should be everywhere instead of
I agree
the way
with
we
that.
have.
Well,
in
and a
certain
lot of it
situations.
too, the jacking up of the cost is because of the fraud. It's like anything; it gets the fraud when people go to the ER because they have a runny nose because they don't have health care and they can't go to the doc in the box down the street. So they go to the ER, they get the bill, they never pay it. Well, then the people that pay for it are paying for that, and that doesn't help.
Yeah. But you have to have some of that. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's people that are born that need a lot of help.
Definitely.
And I think,
Sure.
and I've always had this debate. You know, there's a libertarian side of me, and my gut is that people, charities, and all that should be able to pick up that slack. But I feel like we've lost so much morality, and whether you want to call it loss of religious beliefs or whatever in our society, that would enough people step in these days? That's my question, is would enough people pick up that slack? If you were to be able to blink your eye and say there's no more government, in other words, hand us our money back, there's no more government-mandated social programs, would people step in and do the right thing
That's a good
themselves?
question, because would you say
I'd like to think,
donate enough time and or money to whatever?
I think that magically taking it from me makes me feel like I don't need to.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
But
But
there's
would
time-
enough people step up?
There's-
And the argument behind like your libertarian philosophy is that eventually we would, right? The economy would
We'd like
even
to
out.
think so.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't know that it would, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't happen right away.
yeah, but I
Shit.
also am a firm believer that we as people we suck more and more and more. I mean, you can see
Yes.
with school shootings where they're some reason,
We're eating
for
Tide
some
Pods.
reason, we're becoming less and less moral of people.
Yes.
We are. I don't know if anybody can deny that. We're becoming shittier people. And so I don't know. I feel like people were more charitable 50 to 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Whereas-
were they? I mean, I don't know that they were.
My gut tells me yes.
So, I mean, that's the old argument.
I don't know the answer.
That's the argument of, oh man, look how many, I don't know, molesters we have in the world, right? And then the argument is that you go back.
We've always
50
had that
years,
number.
100 years. Yeah, it's the same number.
You didn't know about
We
it.
just didn't speak of it. And
Or
it
know
got-
about it.
Or
Like
know
you didn't
about
know
it,
what
and
was
it wasn't-
outside your town.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know that I agree with that the more I think about it. Because all right, take it to school shooters.
But school shootings are a relatively new phenomenon in this. The first time that we ever had that happen was that university in Texas back in the 60s. That was the first time when that guy got in the bell tower.
Did you hear the story? So do you know about Whitman and exactly? He wrote a letter about his suicide letter. He wrote out,
Okay.
and he was talking about how, please look in my brain because something is wrong with me. And they
Yes.
looked in there, and he had a giant fucking tumor in his brain. Like he knew that it was happening to him. Yeah, it's crazy.
But he started a ball rolling.
Yeah, he
Unfortunately.
did. But I mean, I don't know. I go back and if I just have a hard time believing that if it wasn't for cell phone videos, there'd be kids fighting teachers and shit.
But if
20
you
years
go
ago,
back,
that shit
if you
wasn't
go
happening.
back to the Wild West or something, you give me the late 1800s, motherfuckers were getting shot dead in the street every day. Like every day, and people were getting killed.
Right, but at
So
the
it was
same
a
time, they would
different
say
time.
yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Right,
But
now
that
they're
doesn't
saying
make
this
it.
bitch,
but
that
it was,
bitch.
But it was actually more violent back then with the yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. There were
You'd have to run
more-
the numbers.
That's a fair. That's a fair point.
I just don't think it was these like calculated things. It was like in a fit of rage, a dude shot a dude in a bar or went out in the street and shot someone. It was
Clearly, we were less.
We
I mean,
were
yeah,
like-
the
we were
Middle
more-
Ages.
we were
just-
more primal.
Yeah, exactly. We were more primal.
we're certainly
but,
more primal. Now we're not.
Yeah, I just do firmly believe that. I don't know. Call it the last
We're also living
50 years.
We're also living with more people on top of more people than we ever have too, and I feel like that's a contributor to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean,
I think it's
a
so
lot
hard
of studies say we're not supposed to know this many people, be around this many people. Like,
yeah, what's
we're-
his name's number? Is a certain number? It's,
Yeah. We're
130 or
150.
200.
Yeah, like, and we're supposed to be tribal, like that. And you go back thousands of years, and it's there's tribes fighting tribes right next to each other. Why? Just
Yeah,
because
there's supposed to be only so many names and faces and interactions that we can handle, and then there's only so much information we can take in at a time. But I don't think that's an excuse for why some of these things happen. I mean, it's just we're at a different time, we're at a different place, and I think every generation looks at everything like, holy crap, I can't believe this is happening.
And I do think the biggest contributor is that thing that unfortunately is just our nature, is that when you start to see it, it becomes more commonplace.
Yes.
Whether it's shootings, whether it's
You get that
whatever.
copycat effect.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would call it.
I don't know what
I
to
guess
call it.
copycat
You're
is
not
right,
saying-
I
but
don't
it's
know
not
that-
like the guys like. It's like once society before this Columbine, that never crossed any human's brain. No one's ever like, we should go shoot a school.
Yeah.
No one ever even thought of that because who the fuck on earth would do that?
Yeah.
But now that it's happened once, people are like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I could.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
That, like it never even entered your fucking synapses.
Yeah.
Now that it's
Thank
happened,
God.
it's right. It's like it's there.
Well, the problem too is that normal people are trying to. they want to say, well, I could never do that. It's like, yeah, you're not that person, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, you can't look at it from your normal-ass brain. There's other things going on in these people's heads that your normal brain can't begin to understand.
And, there's mental health, too. There's a stigma behind mental health that sucks. It's like a lot of people don't want to admit that their kid has a mental health problem because they see it as a negative, whereas we need to try to get rid of that stigma to where it's like, look at it as
get them help, make them better. Yeah,
exactly, because these people can make them better, as opposed to they just are quiet and like it would never be my
like
kid.
A physical thing. Like you would help your kids physically get better. Not why not?
Bitch got a gimp.
Yeah,
help him get some fucking
Bitch got a gimp.
Some wooden
Sorry,
legs.
Was that your technical?
Yeah, your mama showed us care about your schooling, boy.
She did. She really did.
We going to straighten you up, didn't we, son?
That's right.
I've always said, and now that I am a parent, I realize how true it is. I've always thought that there's two things that a parent has that are stronger than anything else, and one is the love for their child, and one is their ability to deny the reality of what their child is.
Yeah.
My sister and I were talking about that this weekend.
Denial and love, the two things that parents have in spades.
And it's a good and bad thing.
It is.
Sure.
Because you look past so much of what your child does.
But do you think you could see it? Like, if your child was that way, and I'm not saying either one of your kids is, but I mean, if that was starting
they're
to
not to
creep
that
out,
age, but you would like to think that if your kid was a teenager and literally stayed in their room all day and did some of the stuff that you read about,
they'd be a normal teenager. That's what kids do these days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd like to think that I can see through it, and it's because I've told myself, like, my whole life, don't be in denial, like,
I
see
feel like
things for what they are. But
I do also feel like
doesn't mean I will.
I mean, if you're hyper vigilant or at all vigilant and see things, you'll see the writing on the wall.
Yes.
You got to keep in mind there are parents out there that
have to
literally
see
don't give a
it.
fuck. Like they're like, I'm getting hammered, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What the I don't give a. You got homework.
Yeah.
Work that shit out.
Yeah.
And call me tomorrow, bitch.
Oh, you like?
I'm with you. I'm a good parent.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
There are
like,
nights. There are nights where
you'll
I'm like,
see
I don't
things.
want to fucking do your homework.
Yeah.
Let's take the night off. And I have to like tell myself, tighten up, jack off.
Right.
Like that's
I guess what I'm saying is, if you're a halfway decent parent, and you'll see if your child is.
Do you want your child to be that child who fucking ends up
No,
in prison?
of course
or
not.
No,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, no.
tighten up.
Right.
Like, come on.
But I think to Ely's point, there's a lot of people who honestly they only care about.
Well, the problem
Yes.
is a lot of people should not be parents.
Yeah,
and no
that's
one
a
wants to
fact.
admit that either. And we kind of
They like fucking.
Well, not only do we like
It's super
do they
easy.
like
They love fucking.
but we've kind of this country and we're kind of going away. But like we kind of make it like if you're not having kids, what are you? Why are you here? What do you? You should have kids. And a lot of people just have kids, whether they want kids.
Which is crap. I know a lot of very fulfilled and truly happy people. You
Yeah.
know, who never even considered having kids, and it's like,
Yeah.
great, enjoy your life.
It's not for
there's some-
everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's some truth
yeah.
to that.
I mean,
though.
obviously, do your thing, but I couldn't wrap my brain around it.
But there's truth to
Yeah,
that.
but you couldn't
though.
wrap your brain around taking a pistol into a
Exactly,
school.
right.
You know, like that's just not who you are. Like
Yeah.
we all like having kids, so we can't wrap our
There's
heads around
other
it.
people though who want to devote their life to any number of other things.
Yeah.
And that's
For sure.
totally fine.
Absolutely.
I absolutely get that, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea of one of my kids becoming one of these troublemaking kids ends up in prison, whether for whatever reason or harming anyone for any reason, that sickens me as a parent. I feel like I have failed as a parent.
I have
Yeah.
tried very hard to beat that out of my kids. I'm beating violence
Yeah.
out of
You
my
get
children.
it,
Right.
You get it.
So far, so good.
Right.
They
The
haven't
belt
hit
marks
back.
prove it.
Yeah.
That never failed anyone.
Exactly.
That's another thing, though, is a capital punishment back in the day. Like kids, that's how kids were raised. I mean, that was very normal. Or corporal punishment when you
Corporal.
kid, corporal. The
Capital's
capital's when you kill them.
Kill a police
Well,
officer.
that worked too.
penalty,
Yeah.
That worked too.
Right.
But this is also coming from a time when lobotomies were fairly common. You
Yeah.
know, it'd just be like, man, that kid cries a lot.
He's off a little
How
bit.
about a lobotomy?
Yeah. Stir some shit up in there.
Oh, God.
Get the melon baller. We'll fix his ass.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to bring this back to. You got a deli for me? We'll try to bring it
Oh, I
back
do
towards
have a
some
deli.
funny. You got a deli for me? Maybe.
You mean that shit wasn't funny?
Got to redeem myself from the meh last week.
Meh.
Yeah. So what are you sitting on this week, Troy? Because Troy has chosen the last two. That's
Yeah, this is a Ennis and Gunn original. oak aged beer, handcrafted Scottish beer. I got this from Costco.
William Wallace.
Yeah. Freedom! Smooth Scottish beer with natural hints of toffee, vanilla, and oak. It's 6.6%.
Okay, this intrigues me. I have never heard of this beer. I've never seen this beer, but as I look at the label, I think...
It was at Costco, so we
beer.
must have 15 of them.
Yeah, so he bought a gross.
No, they actually sell these one at a time now. And this one was only like $5 or $6. It was pretty affordable, yeah. So I'm curious as to what you guys think.
I'm cautiously optimistic because I love that old world label on it.
Yeah, for
'cause
sure.
you're,
You know, like that jumps out as like,
You're an
okay,
Irish
that's
guy.
quality. I can tell you right away.
It says Innocent Gun, and I was like, is that misspelled Guinness right there? Is that what that is?
Dude, that's a lot lighter than I haven't sipped it yet.
Did
but
you see the color of it?
that's what I'm saying. Looking at the color, it's a lot lighter than I thought. I thought it was going to be a dark beer. It's not a dark beer. It's a light looking beer. So far, that's all I've tasted is with my eyes, and it's very, very
It
light.
says oak aged like no other beer on the label, which I feel like every other beer is oak aged. So I'm kind of confused about that.
Smell it. It certainly does not smell like a beer that's amber in color. It's amber in color, but it smells like, oh my, I just saw a couple looks. I have not tried it. Okay, I'm going to try it, but.
Holy shit.
I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. You go first this time. I went first last time.
I can tell you already that you two made a face like it was DKML, and I'm not making that face, so I'm going to need another couple sips.
All right,
I just wasn't expecting it.
I've had one sip, and it's maybe it's the toffee and vanilla are a lot stronger than I thought, but the booze is coming through on it, and I guess maybe that's the oak age part of it, but it tastes very boozy to me and sweet. I'll have to drink a little bit more.
Is that bourbon I'm tasting?
So, all right.
Is that what oak age means? It's in bourbon barrels?
No. So what you are tasting, because, okay, let's get in this. So what you are tasting there is the oak barrel. That's the
It's
same.
from Edinburgh.
That is the same barrels that they.
That's
would,
where William Wallace fought those fucking English fucks.
That's right.
Yeah.
They didn't take his freedom. I know that.
Yeah, where they mooned him and shit.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I liked him best when he fought in the American Revolution.
Patriot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same movie.
Exactly. He was the man.
He was the man.
Yeah.
Dude, when he takes his kids out, it's like aim small.
Dude, that
miss
is
small.
a badass scene.
I'm like, that's
Sorry.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, so this beer here, it is clearly aged in oak barrels, and why you're tasting bourbon is because bourbon and scotch and whiskeys are all aged in oak barrels.
And have a vanilla. Vanilla's kind of a
It comes from that
undercurrent.
wood.
Yeah.
So, but what you're not tasting is bourbon. You're tasting the notes of the oak for sure, and it's coming through in spades. I mean, that jumps out all over it. The fact that that beer is as light as it is allows that oaky flavor to
It's
live.
like if you love the oak flavor and want a light beer, this is your shit.
Yeah.
because it lives large on that
doesn't-
profile.
Doesn't
Honestly-
smell a lot.
Honestly, though, as I got into it after like the fourth or fifth sip, that oak started to fade a little bit. I think that's actually a pretty good beer. I don't know that that's for me, but that's a good beer.
I really agree with it fading. Like as I'm drinking
Yeah.
it here, I'm
Yeah.
barely tasting it. It
'Cause
was just the first initial shock.
That first sip was like, oh shit, it's scotch.
Yeah.
And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh wait, there's no whiskey there. It's like peat. It's like peat.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm going to give it a 3, not because I would buy it again, but because they did a pretty good job of letting the oak come out and not overpowering it with any of the beer that's there. The beer itself is light. The oak is the flavor profile. It's a tasty beer. It's not for me. I'll give it a 3.
I obviously had
I'm going to pour a little more.
I obviously had a violent reaction after my first sip, but I've been drinking Michelob Light and
Both of you looked like you shit your pants a little on the first sip, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I better.
it caught me off guard for sure.
well, after drinking Coors Light and Mick Ultra, like that's a powerful flavor to adapt to. But as I have more of it, it's kind of lightening up, and I would say
You have to love oak to like this beer.
I would give it a 2.5. Like it's right down the middle for me. I wouldn't buy it. I don't know if I'd recommend it unless I knew someone was into this style of beer.
If someone's a heavy Scotch
I'm not pouring
drinker,
it out.
If someone's a heavy Scotch drinker, I think this is a good beer to hand them. Especially if they're like, I like a smoky, peaty Scotch. Those are your people.
That's what I'm tasting because my old man loves like Lafrague and stuff like that.
And
that's
that is got to be the peatiest damn Scotch out there. My old man drinks that stuff sometimes. And whenever I see that bottle come out, I'll humor him for a glass because it's like, I don't want to look like a bitch.
Right.
But it's just not for me.
Old man likes George Dickel, which is a sour mash.
But that's like a whiskey, right?
Yeah.
That's not very peaty like this.
No.
This is.
But we're throwing out old man stuff.
No, this is. God, the more I drink it, the more I might take it down a peg to a 2.5.
Oh, really? I thought you were scaling upwards.
No, because now I'm in my second glass and I'm like, it's just not for me. I like
You
what
better finish it.
I'll finish it because I'm an old man, but it's interesting, man. It's an interesting beer.
Serve at 4 to 6 degrees Celsius.
That means dick sticks to me. All right, so I know Ely's not a huge fan because he's had 7 pistachios since he drank it. That's usually
Trying to get the taste out of his mouth.
Yeah. So, but Ely, if you could humor us with your
Contains barley
take.
malt.
I mean, what you said pretty much nails it. It's light. It's got that flavor, that Scotch flavor. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. So
It's high octane, and it's a good. I mean, this is a good sized bottle for $4.99 or $5.99. I was kind of impressed, and it looks good in the bottle.
I feel like I gave the last beer a 2.5, and I like this a little bit better, so I'll give it a 3.
But you would not say this is a deli winner. That's where we kind of get
2.5 would be a 2.5 on the.
I would say give it a. Well, you give it what you want, but it's not a deli winner, is it?
It's better than the last beer.
Okay.
Maybe you misscored the last beer.
We're trying to not let this get a deli.
Fair point.
No, I mean if you want to deem it a deli winner, then albeit, but
No, I don't deem it a deli winner, but it gets a 3.
all right. Well, you hear it here, folks. That's probably the first 3 non-deli winner.
Yeah.
If
I don't know if I'm going to give it a deli. I don't know. Maybe.
If you and I had given it a 3 and over a 3, I feel like it'd be a deli winner, but none of us really are tooting its horn. So
Yeah.
sorry, folks. I've struck out. I'm 0 for 2 now.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. Yeah, I don't think we can give it
Ball
the,
4, ball 8.
Well, Troy, do we want to have you bring the next one? I mean,
No,
do you want to
I'm
redeem
out.
yourself?
I'm out.
Third time's the charm? No? Not going to do it?
How about our listener from the West Coast send us something?
I was going to say we haven't heard from our RV man in a while.
I know, man. I'm starting to wonder.
I think that maybe he thought he was giving up too many clues. That's my
Maybe.
take. That's my take. Is I felt like
Or somebody else step in and try to outdo this guy. I like the mystery. I don't know why, but I don't want to know who it is.
I was actually thinking about that. I guess it was yesterday. I was just sitting there and I was thinking about how crazy it is that we've got this little community of people that send us this stuff and interact. You know, because I was thinking about wearing a dong sarong and getting beers in the mail and various
the Facebook
things,
interactions and the
various things that have happened from the community around this show. That stuff gets me going because we don't get paid for this.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of effort. And that's what I was thinking about. I was like, man, is it worth it? And then I started thinking about all those kind of cool ass things that have happened. And I was like, that is kind of worth it. Like,
it does. It makes it worth it.
that interaction when you meet someone and they're like, man,
Like when we go out for
that
lunch,
Williamsburg Bear's hilarious.
Right.
I'm like, I know.
or people like maul us when we go out in public. I mean, it makes it worthwhile.
So actually, speaking of, I know, is it going to be next week that we're going to have the people on from the It's Just As Told Over brunch crew?
It's
No.
coming up. I don't.
No, it's early March.
Early March they'll be coming on.
Yeah,
So that might be next week.
It's like it's the 12th or so.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that week is.
So I'm
12,
looking.
13th.
I'm looking forward to having Sarah and Casey. Is it Sarah, Casey? Is Alex coming on?
I think just Sarah and Casey.
Okay. Yeah. See, Alex is scared
Bring
to
Alex.
come on. Nah, she's scared to come on because she knows that this
About the bike club.
this stupid little bike club is blowing up and springtime's coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
She knows she can't ride a bike.
That's right.
She needs training wheels,
Yeah.
and so she's like, "Nah, I'm not coming on." But we got the rest of the crew coming on, I believe. And Casey,
That's the rumor.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because we're going to actually interact this year with
I think we're actually going to get in on brunch
Yeah.
weekend, which I think is kind of cool. Like I haven't been. I'm not a huge brunch guy. My wife is a diehard brunch.
How can you not? I mean, I don't go to brunch, but I know that when I've been, that shit's delicious.
Well, here's the thing with brunch is it's made for 20-somethings.
It is.
Like, literally, when I was in my 20s, every Saturday and Sunday was a brunch. Like, all we did, me and the boys or girls, we'd go out, party hard Friday, Saturday night. Saturday, Sunday, we'd go have brunch at 10, 11, 12 o'clock.
Orange mocha frappuccinos.
We start drinking again.
Mocha frappuccino.
And we would start and we'd rehash. Oh, last night, God, when you went
Yeah.
up to so and so, blah blah
Right.
blah. Like,
And some of the best jokes
oh man,
occur over an 11 a.m. pitcher. That's a fact.
I honestly, looking back, like those brunches were as fun, if not more fun, than the nights out.
and you're still kind of wasted, so you slip right
Yes.
back into
That's
your
what I'm
last
saying.
night.
Yeah.
You have
wasted.
one drink and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's great. Like you're right back to it. You don't
Exactly.
miss a beat.
I mean, we're three guys who like sit around telling stories. So telling the stories of what happened the night before is
The best.
more fun than living it.
It
I mean,
is.
and you're actually like, because it was all hazy the night before, so you're like, oh yeah, totally forgot
right.
that you did that thing.
Yeah,
That was
your nuts
awesome.
were out.
Well,
Yo, you were there.
That's awesome. So the brunch crew's coming on, and because of that, it got us thinking, and we started looking into it, and we realized that there's actually a connection over at one of the brunch places.
Yeah, I got a buddy,
Social 52.
Social 52. My buddy James is going to let us come in there and podcast live that Saturday morning.
So we're
from,
going to do a brunch podcast on brunch
yeah.
weekend here
Yes.
in Richmond.
and I'm excited because that's a dope spot.
It is
Their
a dope
food
spot.
is delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So if you
gonna-
guys are in town, come on out.
Well, that's the question. So, this gives us an opportunity that maybe we could bring in some listeners. I mean,
Yeah.
it's always underwhelming when a listener comes in. I got to be honest, because they come in, right? And then we do a podcast where we talk into mics and everything's on our headphones. And they're
Yeah.
kind of just there. They don't get to hear it.
they don't hear the
interact.
drops and all that stuff.
So that's a little tough. And so that part's not exciting. But I'm assuming we'll be sticking around, having a couple drinks after.
Let me throw this idea out. We didn't talk about this. And you can nix it or not. What if the listeners show up? What if we can cycle a few of them through, get them on the mic? Could that
I
be?
could do that. I think
That
we could
seems
do
like it could be fun.
And that's that weekend of the March 24th.
Yeah.
That board that we do for traveling, there would only be one extra mic,
Yeah, but we could.
but we could certainly cycle in listeners if they wanted to come in, get them on the mic, say
Yeah.
what's up. That'd actually be kind of cool.
That would be cool, even if it's only for a couple minutes per listener.
'Cause
Like
we don't plan on having the owner of Social 52 on, right? He's going to be busy.
We haven't sat down and ironed out the details. This is all via text message. I would love, obviously, James, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to sit down
No,
with
I'd
us.
love to talk to
But
him.
I mean, I would assume it's going to be slammed and you're going to be doing your thing. So, but maybe he'll jump in for 5 or 10 minutes and then we can get somebody else on because I mean we usually rock an hour, half 2 hour show anyway.
So if you're looking to head out on the 24th, we'll be down at Social 52. We got to figure out what time we're going to be there.
yeah, the
We'll come up
details
with
will
some
come out.
details.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a 10:30 start time, which means 11. And then,
Yeah, exactly.
and then we'll do a quick show and then go from there. But yeah, that would be cool.
I'm excited,
get a
man.
chance.
We love doing the remotes and I mean daytime drinking. Come on,
Yeah, that's my favorite.
As you get older, there's like a correlation. Like the older you get, the more you're into daytime drinking.
Yeah.
I think I've always liked daytime drinking.
I just don't like nighttime drinking as much.
Yes.
Like I would.
Yeah,
I
because
want a
in
daytime.
your 20s you like daytime drinking because it started into the nighttime drinking.
Exactly. You got to do both.
But now it's like, how about this, guys? We'll start at 2. I'll be in bed at 8, and we
Yeah.
all win.
Well, because my goal is to not feel like dog shit the next day.
Dude,
So
Yes.
I'm like, cool. I'll stop around 8 or 9ish.
I've contemplated stop drinking because I don't want to feel bad the next day. I'm like, maybe I'll just not drink anymore because I don't want hangovers anymore.
Yeah, they're the worst.
But I'm like,
day
or I
drinking-
could just start day drinking and get to bed early and get an extra couple hours sleep. And
Exactly.
there
Yeah,
I'm
if you
golden.
drink up until dinner and then just eat a big old meal and then let it fade a little, chug some water and pass out,
Yeah.
you feel fine.
You do. The only
Yeah.
downside of day drinking, though, is if you stop, you can get that headache.
Yeah.
But that's if you do like the drink for a little while, stop at 3, pick
Yeah.
back up at 5, nothing goes well.
See,
then.
young people don't know about day drinking, like, because everything happens at night. Like, I remember being in my early 20s and, like, especially in college, like,
We wouldn't leave for the bar till
exactly.
11:30.
Yeah, and even then I was pissed. I was like, what are we doing? It's 8:00. We should be crushing beers right now.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
I
We're
think
literally wasting time.
I think my favorite part about day drinking is all the possibility. Like when the sun is up and you're
Oh,
seeing
man,
everything
yeah.
around you, you're like, you start talking shit about something, and then it's like, we could just go do that.
Yeah.
Like that could happen right now. There's no reason we shouldn't. Let's
Dude.
go get that slip and slide. Let's set this up. You get the Jello. I'll get the slip and slide. We're making this happen.
I think it's also cool because everybody else is not. So you're like, look at all these losers working.
Yeah. Nice suit, dork.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been on a million bachelor parties, done a million day drinking things, but one of the best times was at our mutual friend's bachelor party down in Folly Beach. And we got down there, we left on Wednesday, stayed the night somewhere. We got down there Thursday night, and that Friday during the day, we just had a crew, and we just day drank. And we were on the beach throwing football.
What's
we were
better
playing
than
can
drinking on the
jam.
beach?
We wandered around our dope-ass house and day drank all day, and that was the most fun time I had.
Yeah. I like
More fun than going to the bars and the clubs and all that other shit. Like, just the crew, day drinking in the
day
sun.
drinking is fantastic.
Like-
well, this is an opportunity for all of us to day drink.
We're going to
Yeah.
live there.
March 24th, Social 52.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
I'm
Mics
psyched
in
about it.
hand.
Yeah.
Probably some dope-ass brunch in my mouth.
That's
For
going to be
sure.
interesting listening to me eat chicken and waffles.
Is that what you're getting? See, whatever I'm getting, we'll have a runny egg in it.
For sure.
No doubt.
And
Yeah.
some toast to fucking dip in it.
Guaranteed.
Anything to dip in it. Bacon,
Yeah.
sausage, toast. I just need something to dip
Every
in it.
morning.
Yeah.
Every morning, my 6-year-old, what do you want for breakfast? Over easy egg and a slice of toast. That's what I make that kid every
Nice.
single damn morning.
Well, that kid's got good taste.
I call him King.
Yeah.
I say, King Coble, what do you want, sir?
Right.
Because, I mean, what 6-year-old wants that every
Like
day?
a boss.
Actually, my kids have just come around because I just stopped giving them. We've discussed all the scrambled eggs. Well, I
Yeah.
just stopped giving them scrambled eggs. Now they're like, I can't wait for the weekend when Dad gets up and actually will make us those weird runny eggs. And I'm like, you damn.
My wife
right.
taught me that in my late 20s. I feel like I really fucked
Wasted.
up my early part of my life. Like,
I could not agree
I was
more
like,
with you.
I only eat scrambled eggs. What am I,
Yeah.
a child?
Right.
Like,
It's like grape jelly.
buttered toast dipped in a runny egg. You're not with some bacon. It's over. You're
Ever.
done.
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 Yes.
You can go crazy with some chicken and waffles. It's not a runny egg with
No.
some toast
Ooh,
and
what
some
about
bacon.
chicken and waffles with a runny ass egg?
Yeah.
Now we're
Well,
dancing.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
gonna make
a
it
runny
better.
egg's gonna make everything better for sure.
Everything.
But you gotta have that buttered toast to dip in
You
it.
do. You're right. The best you get a toast and make a little boat out of it, put the egg in it, so when it breaks, it still stays on the toast.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's some next level stuff.
I didn't even
An
know
egg
about
taco.
this.
A wormhole
Did you,
almost
if
opened up
anyone
in the
could have
pallet
just
house.
seen, if everyone could have just seen my face, I completely was like taken aback. I was like, "Wait, what just happened? Is that
Yeah.
Is that
the
real?
worst, you don't want to lose the yolk.
Yeah.
No, this is
You want it to bust and stay in the boat like a taco.
Egg
Shut
taco.
the fuck-
Over
With
easy
a
egg
toast.
taco.
A toast egg taco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and the key
I
is to
didn't
not
know.
toast
How
the
many
bread
heads
too hard.
just exploded as they heard that?
Mine, I know mine.
People just
did.
died, wrecked their car.
Exactly.
Just, all right, sorry we lost you, listener.
Yeah. So you're saying I should make those?
Yeah, downloads
Like
are
and sell
down
'em?
this week. What happened there?
That's what I'm going to go.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to make a one of them.
I'll reach out to James at Social 52, see what he can do about that.
There you go.
Yeah, the runny boat. Should
What's
make
the
that.
fucking
Oh.
little bus you drive where you cooking it? What is it? Fucking
Oh,
food
the
truck.
food
Make a food
truck.
truck. I'm going to sell some fucking egg boats,
Dude,
egg boat? food
runny
truck.
egg boats.
You guys got any scrambled? Get out of here!
That's
no,
right. Yeah.
No egg for
No
you.
soup for you.
you know what my 8-year-old likes to eat?
What?
He likes to eat spaghetti tacos.
How the fuck does that work?
That is
You
weird.
take spaghetti,
You put it in a taco.
fling that shit in a soft taco, You roll it up and you fucking.
You should go to
punch it down.
Zom's. They sell burritos with noodles in them.
Really?
Yeah.
Boom.
I still haven't gone there.
I haven't either.
I don't even know where it is.
I can't stop going there.
I don't know where it is.
There's one right by me.
Go to
by
Carytown.
the movie theater.
There's one right
Oh,
in
really?
Carytown.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Carytown.
Well, I go by your house every now and then. I never go to Carytown.
Everyone should be in Carytown. I just love that place.
Well, I'm excited to be a part of the brunch thing. We've had them on.
That's going to be awesome.
I have to, because this is going to be. This is the third year we've talked about it. I think. Have they been coming on that long?
Yeah, and it
And-
gets bigger every year. So many.
Oh, I looked at the
freaking
list of restaurants.
Oh,
It's ridiculous.
dude, it's insane.
every great restaurant in Richmond is participating.
Yeah.
like it's crazy.
Those girls have done some amazing things with that.
Yeah, so
It's been amazing.
I'm glad to be a
they've
part of it.
Seriously, stepped it up a notch.
yeah.
So let's get involved. We're going to Social 52.
I'll be
I'm
there.
psyched.
Brendan will have his donk sarongs on.
No, I will not.
Oh, yes.
No, oh, wait, no, it is spring. Yeah, maybe
brunch
I will.
Yeah,
dong
maybe I will.
sarongs. That'll be the weekend after the official Richmond. In my mind, the official start of spring is St. Patrick's Day.
Always, always. In fact, this is so lame, but I wanted to make sure the Miata was buttoned up by that weekend.
Yes, you did.
Because
Yeah.
that's spring.
Dude,
That's
nothing
spring.
upsets me like when March 17th comes around
It's raining.
and it's raining
All it
and or
does is
cold. I'm just like, it's supposed to be warm now.
Dude, it
I'm
rains.
so upset.
It rains on St. Patrick's Day 80% of the time.
Man.
It's unbelievable.
It's a lot. It's more than you
But
would
there's
think.
nothing more Irish than rain. So
Sadness.
I get that. You're damn right. Rain and sadness, man. That nothing makes me more happy than being sad. That is the Irish curse. It's like when my emotions go to like truly sad, I'm like, this is a nice warm place.
You're confused because you're sad and happy that you're sad.
It's odd,
conflicting.
man. That is the Irish curse right there, man. You want to be just sad enough to know you're alive.
Have
That's
you
a good-
guys thought about? I've had some of my college buddies. They've been texting, and they recently did this week. They did the one of the DNA things. Have you guys?
Like Ancestry or
Yeah.
23andMe.
I think they did Ancestry.
I have honestly thought that it
because
would
I think
be.
Amazon had on
we
sale
should
for like
do one for the
$69.
Yes,
show.
that's
and
what I
read
thi-
the results on the
I
show.
think and so we've got a listener, and his wife listens occasionally, but I'm not kidding. She is one of the foremost DNA and genealogy experts.
Wizards? Would you say wizard?
Yes.
Okay.
And his wife is
I think a lot of our wives were DNA experts back in college.
hey.
Boom.
I get it.
See what I did there?
It's the cum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was talking spit. Why'd
Yeah.
you make it weird, dude?
Yeah, double helixes,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Awkward.
Yeah.
But she
They're
really
all
is.
scientists.
She can read
They're all
those
science
things.
majors.
Exactly.
You weirdo.
Yeah, always taking it there.
Now my wife, she's a saint.
Yeah.
I got the same wife. So
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
I will take her out to a nice steak dinner.
But no, seriously, one of our listeners' wives is legitimately like doing crazy things in that particular field. And she said the other day that she would be willing to come on, and she knows
Take our sample.
she's listened to the show enough to know what we're about. So I'm kind of like, we're gonna have to tighten up, guys, when she's on, because she's
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You tighten up.
you get it. But look, she was saying that 23andMe would be the one that she would like us to do if we
Okay.
did this. And then she would get the results and she would read them to us.
We need to make bets on what we are.
I can
by the
read,
way.
motherfucker.
No, but she
Will they
can
give it to you in Sanskrit or something? I fucking.
Hieroglyph.
Yeah. I need you to read this for me, decipher this, and what's this?
I can read, motherfucker.
Braille.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Oh.
You got to put lemon juice on
Yeah.
it, and then the results. come out.
Exactly. Yeah. Drink more Ovaltine.
Yeah. A crummy commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, I already put ITPH in the nectar coat. I already know how to do it.
Right.
So
No, but yeah, she can come read it to us.
But then she
Whoever
can
she
give
is.
us insights into it, I think, that might be above and beyond. But
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
But I
Insight
would
like
love-
Africa's this place south of what we would call Europe.
What is Africa? I've never heard of this.
are you familiar with the term sub-Saharan?
Yeah.
Well, see, do y'all have any? I have zero knowledge. Like, I asked my dad, and he's like, typical English, Scottish, whatever.
What I've learned
like,
is whenever you ask your parents is false.
yes.
They don't know
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Most of us have African. So, cause
Yeah.
like this, that's where everyone came from.
I got a buddy that is so Irish, right? Like
Yeah.
he is like, I am so Irish. And he knows exactly which town he's from in Ireland.
So he
Turns
thinks.
out that he's not from anywhere near there. And this
Yeah.
isn't from even a DNA test. It's like all of a sudden someone in his family started doing like those family tree things.
Oh,
on-
Ancestry.com or
yeah,
whatever.
and started
Yeah.
like
Click the
figuring
leaf.
it out.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
turns
Yeah.
out not a single person in his family ever came through Ireland unless it was to go over there and beat somebody.
Oh, damn.
Because they are all like the Brits.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yeah. So he was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm British."
Well, I see the commercials, and I don't want to be this person. It's kind of why I don't want to do it. I don't want to, like, find out my ancestry and then, like, turn into that guy where I'm, like, wearing a Union jacket all the time and be like,
Yeah.
like, no, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
You're
I've actually
American.
always
with a
had
pipe.
these leader hoses.
Exactly, yeah.
I
Like,
do have a really cool family book that is falling apart. You can barely hold it, but it talks about the dude that came over in 15 whatever from England. So I got that far
Plus,
back.
I'm worried about, like,
I know on one side pretty buttoned up, but there's
Yeah.
another side that is like
Yeah, I don't know the other
wild
side.
card.
if I'm just all, like,
Charlie.
so white, I'm just going to be so disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
oh, great, I'm even whiter than I
Yours
thought
is
I was.
vanilla for some reason.
Yeah,
You
exactly,
Just
yeah.
came back from Mechanicsville.
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out you'd always just lived 20 miles from here, you bum.
What's PWT? Flip
Yeah.
to the back. Oh, poor white trash.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Right. You guys didn't have a home.
Yeah. Just a straight tree up, no forks off of it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What are the odds? You are the most boring
Yeah.
person we've ever met.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
That's why I've always been so jealous of the wife being the Jewish and the Japanese. I'm like, that's so cool.
It is.
That's so cool.
Right.
Like, I'm just cracker on cracker.
Yep.
You think? You don't know. We should do this though. This would
We
be
should do
Well,
it.
we always say that about Europe, but like that's insulting to Europeans. Like Irish and Scottish and English, like these are all
Tons of
different.
different.
Yeah, like,
exactly. They're all the same. They're
but
probably European.
It's funny about white people. Like white people are all the same, right? Like no.
yeah.
But that's kind of like the U.S. is broken up into states, but no one goes, nope, I'm Kentuckian.
Well, it's
You
weird
know,
because
where
I remember
Europe is that way.
I remember as a kid learning about states and countries, European countries in the United States. I was like, oh, we're basically a bunch of little countries that have all joined together. And they didn't teach it that way. But we kind of are. Like, people are proud to be where they're from, whether it be Kentucky, West Virginia, North Dakota.
Chicago,
like, yeah.
Arizona,
Yeah,
D.C.,
yeah.
Richmond.
I love that state. That's the best.
For a little bit. Then the next
yeah,
one.
yeah. And the next one's better.
Yeah, Illinois, Zona,
Yeah.
it is the shit.
No Illinois over.
DC.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite state.
Yeah.
The state.
I saw
state-
you were in Adams Morgan the other day.
Oh my God, I
We
was
used to
back
party there
home.
hard.
Dude.
Did you go to Dan's Cafe?
So it's funny you say that.
It is.
So yes, I was in Adams Morgan. I was actually down there with a coworker, and you and I used to absolutely terrorize Adams Morgan.
Yeah.
We had a buddy named Joe, and he was always down there with us, and we would spend every weekend in Adams Morgan. And I was down there for work, and I run into another work buddy who's from Connecticut, and he and I are hanging out, and he's like, "Yeah, I went to Catholic University," and I'm like, "You did?" He's like, "Yeah,
Huh.
I played football over there. I used to tend bar at Sign of the Whale and all these places." Like, "Oh, what?" And then we're eating dinner, and we walk out of dinner, and like all the other coworkers like go one way, and then we're just standing there, and we're like, we should go back to our room. And then we're like, maybe
Should
we
we?
shouldn't. And then we look right, and both of us like at the same time have that like, hey, wait, are we like a couple blocks from Adams Morgan? And we're like, we are.
Yeah.
So we went up to Adams Morgan. We jumped in an Uber. Well, Troy's here now. I got in a Lyft.
Damn right it was a lift.
Yeah.
And we go on up the road, and I asked the guy, I said, you ever go to Dan's Cafe? Now, people who don't know what Dan's Cafe is, it's this little tiny absolute shithole bar where for $13 they would give you a pint of liquor
And a can of soda.
and a can of soda
Yeah.
for $13.
That's
for,
awesome.
So for $13, you can pee in your pants.
Right.
For $26,
Poop.
you can
Exactly.
quite literally. And so the whole trick was you would pay the first $13, you would sit there and hang out and drink it, and then you would pay another $13, and you would just put the pint in your pocket and then leave.
But that's not legal.
No, absolutely not. But it's DC. I mean, everything's legal and not legal at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, the place where they make laws, everything's legal.
Yeah, they're like, marijuana's legal. You can smoke it, but don't you grow it, but you can buy it off that dude as long as he gives it to you in trade. What?
Right.
What is happening in this town? So I asked the guy, I said, is Dan's Cafe still in existence? And he was like, oh, yeah, I never know when they're open. People ask. He's like, they're open maybe 3-4 days a week. They just pick the days they're open, and then it fills up with drunks.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I can't believe they're still open. So sure enough, we get up there, and we go walking through Adams
That's got to
Morgan.
be like the homeless spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would think so. Because if you can scrounge up $13, you can get your whole fix.
Yeah.
You know, it's an amazing place.
Sounds awesome.
It's pretty bad, and we spent a lot of time in there.
Who's Dan?
He's been
Is he ever
long
there?
dead.
Yeah. No.
Cirrhosis. So we went up there, my buddy and I, and sure enough, Madam's Organ is still there.
So that's a bar.
Yes.
Because you called it that, and I thought that was just what everybody called Adams Morgan, like as a joke.
No, there is a bar called Madam's Organ, and it's been around for as long as I've been drinking. As long as I can remember, it's been there. Nothing about it has changed. Shitty dive bar.
Yep.
2 stories, live music every night.
Boom.
Perfect bar.
Right.
Perfect bar. Went in there, sure enough, same shit.
Smelled like stale beer a little bit.
Smelled just like the last time I
All
was
the
there.
good ones do.
Yeah.
Went upstairs, hung out, drank a few beers with the bartender. Before you know it, it's typical Adams Morgan. She's like, you guys do shots? No, man, we're working. We don't want any shots. I didn't say, do you want to buy shots? I said, do you guys want to take a shot?
Nice.
Like, okay.
Dude, when you're working, you always end up shots. Like,
it's awful. It's awful. So this lady just
good
starts...
thing you're 25 because you can handle it.
I can. So this lady starts giving us shots, like, on the house. I'm like, all right, well, those are my favorite kind of shots. And then we left, and the best part about Adams Morgan is still there. I'm sure you remember this place, the Jumbo Slice.
Of course I remember that. You guys were on Wild on E
Oh, my
at the
God.
Jumbo
Yes.
Slice.
That's right.
Do you guys
Brooke
remember?
Burke.
Yeah, so if anyone out there remembers the show Wild on E that Brooke Burke did, they would go around to different towns, and they would get all this footage of all the
You
parties.
It was all the
Eddie.
late night. It was the party town stuff.
It's
Yes.
basically like a bunch of baby birds chirping at the counter, and dude's just taking cash for these jumbo pieces of pizza.
And
Yeah.
these pieces of pizza, I remembered them being huge. I went back in there now
Economy
with
got to 'em?
a little more clear eyes. No, they are.
Even bigger than you thought.
I would say the crust on it's 2 feet, 18 inches to 2 feet,
Okay.
and then goes all the way in. It's basically.
So you're saying this is triangle pizza?
Yes, it's huge.
It's one of those?
Yeah.
But it's like it's a personal pizza.
Yeah.
At a minimum.
That's
in
awesome.
one slice.
And what is it, $4 or something?
Yeah, it was like 5 and change.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Great
And-
drunk food.
It is.
And it was just as good. But now, Adams Morgan.
It's like zombie. Like, if you were behind the counter, it would just be like zombie hands. Everyone's reaching over the counter, and they're
Yeah.
just handing them to people. And
Can't do it
gathering
fast
money.
enough.
No, they can't.
do it fast
Yeah.
enough.
They had Jumbo Slice, Mega Slice, Big Slice. Like, all these places have
now
popped
popped up?
up.
Oh.
And then they have a Pizza Bowlies that's there.
Yeah, they
have
do.
all this crap. And they all just line the street trying to capitalize on Jumbo Slice. But Jumbo Slice was the original.
Killing it.
Always been there. And I'll be damned. Of course, my coworker and I went there late night.
Yeah.
Went up there. It's a Wednesday night. Classy move.
Of course.
You know, what's funny is both of us at dinner were like, oh no, we can't eat all that. Like, then we go drink a bunch of booze
Yeah.
at Madam's Organ. Then it's like, you know what we need, bro? Jumbo slices.
slice.
And we were grubbing jumbo slices at
Yeah.
Adams Morgan. But that Wild on
With the little
episode-
cheap ass Dixie paper plate that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
cover the whole
The
piece of
pizza,
pizza.
yeah.
So they
And
served
just
it
full of grease.
It
Yeah.
was 3 paper plates strategically placed together to create a triangle
Nice.
that holds it. That's how big this thing is.
Yeah.
And it's still hanging off.
I mean,
course.
what a great premise. Like, you can make that New York pizza for, pennies.
Yeah.
Like pennies. And you will pay $4 or $5 for a slice. And it's a value. And
Yeah.
it's delicious. And
And
it
it's
costs
so
nothing. And you can turn it over quick.
And they
motherfuckers
do.
get out. Like,
Yeah.
And then if you want a topping, that's where they're going to bend you, right?
Yeah.
So it's like $5 for the cheese slice, but you want a topping, $1.50, another topping, another $1.50. It'll rack up quick.
yeah.
Because the slice I had was like 8 and change, and I was like, well, that's not how I remember it. And then I bit into it, I was like, oh yeah, there were never toppings.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
apparently have
Just
money
cheese,
now.
maybe
Yeah.
pepperoni.
By
for
the
your
way,
time.
I mean, cheese pizza is the worst. Like, who eats cheese pizza?
I don't mind
I know.
cheese pizza sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right, now you and I have a problem.
Okay.
Because this motherfucker wants to go at ketchup and grape jelly like it's the only the kids eat it. Cheese
pizza's
pizza
a kid.
is the kiddiest food. That and chicken tenders.
Yeah, I'm not ordering
That-
cheese pizza, but I will eat the fuck out of a cheese pizza.
It is a slightly different.
That is slightly
It
different.
is slightly different. If you order a cheese pizza, you're a bitch.
I almost walk past cheese pizza. Like, I'm almost like,
Tonight,
never
before
mind.
we came out here, there was pizza in the fridge. My kids had ordered it. It was cheese. I went rummaging through the fridge and found the only meat I could, and then
Throw
just
it on top.
put it all on
Right.
top,
Yeah.
and then put it in the toaster oven. I was like, okay, now it's
Much
a meal.
better.
Yeah, exactly. But
now
yeah,
it's pizza.
that Wild On episode, I remember they were standing outside a Jumbo Slice, and it had been a dance cafe night. I'd had 2 pints of liquor, then had been in a couple clubs, and came out, and they're like interviewing.
And this is why the ABC has to step in. Like, how is that a thing?
Yeah.
Here's your liquor and a shot. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
we're helping you die right now, sir.
Exactly.
So I remember walking out of the Jumbo Slice, and then like the cameras like just walked up to me and were like,
Was Brooke Burke there?
"No,
It
not
was
that I
like-
recall."
It was somebody
It
else.
was like
or,
just a dude.
Remember they used to just film random people.
Yeah.
And I remember they came up and they're like, "We're from Wild On, from E," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I love that show." And I'm
Gonna
like,
be famous.
Was it you or Eddie that was like, it's fucking delicious? Was that,
It was- so they were like, "We'd like an interview," and so I look at this dude, and I have like a Camel Light hanging out of my mouth and
Yeah.
a giant slice of pizza, and I just go off on this tirade.
Yeah.
I just remember going off.
Because you
And
like
then-
to talk into microphones.
I do. I love it.
Yeah.
And so I go off on this crazy tirade, and then I remember I stepped back and I was like, "Good luck getting that on the air," and walked away. And then like 2 months later, like my phone's blowing up, and they're like, "I just saw you in Wild On," and I'm like,
tons
"Nah."
of likes on Facebook.
I'm like, "That's not possible that you saw me at Wild On." If I remember correctly, I let that dude fucking have it.
So we're like, what'd you say? Like, were you being funny? Were you being rude?
I thought I was being hilarious.
Yeah.
but I
you
was
were
just,
dropping F-bombs.
Oh,
like,
left and right. And I told him that'll never make it.
Yeah.
But that was good content.
Yeah.
Like put that in the.
I
the
told you what I
extras.
thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I walked away like high five, and everyone was like, "Good
Yeah.
luck." Sure enough, they actually found a snippet that they were able to put on there, and it's the worst possible thing because you guys know, like, I want my rings blessed. I'm weird about my religious stuff.
Yes.
I don't like.
You're Jesus incarnate.
No, but
Okay.
I'm definitely.
You're like a lot of religions. You don't make sense.
I'm God fearing
Yeah.
Yes.
at a minimum. We could say that, right? Like
Brendan
I'm God-fearing.
Teresa-ish.
Yeah.
The saint.
Yeah.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
He is a
for
saint.
for the sake of argument, yes, we'll go with that. So the quote that they managed to get me saying is, "Thank fucking God for pizza." They
Nice.
cut that out.
Yeah.
and
They
put it
bleep
in,
the fucking-
and they bleep, and so it just shows they're like, "This place, Jumbo Slice, has become quite the tradition here in Adams Morgan. This is where all
Go
the
to
late
this
night-"
drunk card here
And then
see what he has to say.
there's me, yeah, and I'm like, "Thank effing God for pizza," and it's like bloop, and then I'm biting into it, and I'm like, and this is what gets put on
Yeah.
there. And to me, it was like so devastating because I was like, "Oh my God, he used the Lord's name in vain." And then they put, it fucked me up.
This is why alcohol is the worst. Because in his brain and everyone who's ever been drunk, he knocked it out of the park.
Killed it.
Yes.
He crushed it.
Yeah.
He dropped
Like
the mic.
Devastating.
Like
Yeah.
American Idol.
People were
Yeah.
gathered around laughing their balls off.
Yeah.
He's high-fiving people. Reality steps in, kicks you in the nuts, and say, "Here's what you really did, dude."
Exactly.
Yeah, it was,
And
it
we've
was-
all done it. We've all done it.
Everyone.
It was
If you've ever
heartbreaking.
consumed alcohol in excess, you've been there, so you know what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
It was.
That shit was so funny, man.
He sat around.
Did you hear what he said?
He sat around at brunch the next day, rehashing how funny he was the night before.
How they're never going to get
Yeah.
anything out of that.
Exactly.
No, they took something that was devastating to me and put it on.
Did
the
your
air.
parents see it?
I hope not. Unfortunately,
I wish I could
my
see it.
mom
They
listens
listen to the
this
show.
Yeah, I was about to say. Now they know. Now they know.
I wish I could see it.
I was going to say, whatever they've heard on the show prior to is way worse than what happened.
Yes,
then.
if they're still listening, God bless you, Mr. and Mrs.
Right.
Kennedy.
Actually, my mom reached out the other day about the Answer episode, and she was like,
Oh, really?
There was I guess it was you that was talking about some really good food and a really cool bar up in Northern Virginia.
Yeah, there was 2 silos.
2 Silos. There it
Yeah.
is. So she's looking for the name. Now she'll know.
Oh, okay.
I thought you looked it up and rehashed it on the episode. I thought
I did.
No? Okay.
No, on the episode, yes.
Oh, okay.
But she heard it, and it didn't occur to her to rewind. She called me.
I missed it. It's gone.
I'm out.
It's like a fart in the wind. Like that information.
That place is really cool, though. I'm telling you.
If I ever decide I want to torture myself and go north of Richmond, I will check it out. But
Yeah, if you ever go up, you should swing by. It's right
awesome.
next to Nissan Pavilion. You can hit that on your way to your folks.
You said something about igloos and stuff.
Yeah,
like
igloos.
I got in a barn. Like I was like, how does this work? The dichotomy of what you were talking. I was like, all right, barns, igloos. These things don't exist together. I got to see it.
And it's like the kitchen is like open to where they sell the beer too, and they give you just pagers, and they page you when your food's ready, and you just go up to the kitchen and they hand it to you. It's really cool. And they
good
put
food.
like giant burn pits, like fire pits around the property where people are just kicking it. It's crazy. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get up there. And my mom, your description,
It's all
obviously
brand
sold
new.
her.
Yeah.
But it's so odd that you say it's brand new because like the barn, I immediately get this rustic vibe.
Well, that part's not new.
Yeah, no, I mean,
So it's more like a winery barn. It's nice.
oh, it's really nice.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's brand new.
How
It's
you
nice.
You walk in there and you're like, this shit is nice as fuck.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's brand new. I hope they didn't.
Right.
It's not a dumpster fire as it's brand new.
Yeah. I mean, they have ciders, wines, and beers. So,
Oh, this is a bar.
yeah.
Like there's more
No,
going
this
on.
is like an establishment. Like this is they
But they
probably
have their
brew
own
their own
beer.
shit. And
What's
stuff.
that?
They
Yeah.
have their own beer. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I definitely got to check it out. I'll go up there.
It's pretty sweet.
We should try to get a
I
remote.
just never
going.
go
I
up
was gonna say,
there.
we should do that.
Y'all go up there. Y'all have family and stuff up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I never go up there. I have no reason to go up there.
Even if you just like music, there's always a reason to go up there. You know what I mean?
I like
you just
music,
gotta
but
look.
I don't like going up there.
Well, I get that because it sucks.
It does.
It
suck.
always sucks. It always sucks. 100% of the
But
time it sucks.
the cool part about that is you just get off at, the Dumfries exit.
I was about to say
Manassas
that's
exit, just shoot right up.
234. That's
Yeah.
pretty close. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's not that far
Can
down.
avoid a lot
I have
of the
taken
nonsense.
the train up there a few times and had a good experience on the train. It's like $26 each
Yeah,
way.
Really?
it's a walk in the park to
And
get
you
up there
get-
on the train.
And like I only went to like Old Town, and like we were staying in Old Town, and it's the timeshare we stay at. It's right across from the train track, which is also right by the metro station.
Oh, so you
So
just
it's
hop
like,
right off and walk in.
yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I wish our train system was better. We really dropped the ball. That's one thing as a country we dropped. the
Europe's got
ball
that
on.
all
Oh my
over
gosh!
us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Why we didn't do that from the jump?
That and the
is beyond
highway
me.
system.
The what system?
Highway, like the German
Yeah.
highway system.
I haven't been over there, but I thought our interstate system was pretty good. No, not compared to Germany.
No,
I know the
no.
roads are better because I've heard they construct their roads better.
Yeah, they do.
But is our highway system not good compared to Europe's?
well,
like the way it
no,
connects
maybe
and
the
all
same-
stuff?
No, I think that might be fine. But I'm
Okay.
saying it's like people stay. Like if you jump in the left lane, there's a chance someone's going 160.
Yeah.
And it will run you the fuck over.
Yeah.
So there's this environment.
Keeps you out of the left lane.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
There's this environment that,
So it's not our system per se, as it's our way of using it.
and the way they're built. Like,
Yeah.
Because you can't go 160 on our highways.
Yeah, because
you'll
they're
die.
crap. Yeah.
Right.
you
hit a-
can in like Montana where it's straight.
It's all about how it's built. If it's
Yeah.
built with any dips or any kind of little potholes, if you're hitting.
Yeah, I read an article years
moving.
ago
So
that
you're-
like
Like
The
that's the
Autobahn
biggest
is
difference
like-
in the Autobahn. And the
it's like
Autobahn,
straight.
most people don't realize is that
it's always
not
straight.
all of the Autobahn is no speed limit. There's only a few sections where there's no speed limit. Not all of it.
It's not that it's straight. It's that like our road is 2 feet deep and they build theirs 8 feet or whatever the numbers
Yeah.
are. Like it's a solid like where we have potholes every 5 feet.
Hold on. Let me back that up because I don't understand that. So the fact that we have shallow roads is why potholes exist.
Yes.
But over there, the fact that it's so deep, a pothole won't just crack at the surface.
Exactly.
It needs to go all the way down
Exactly.
to be. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
didn't know
anything you build, the more solid you build it, the longer it's
yeah,
going
and
to
there
last.
can't be like you go.
There's no
over a bridge and
undulations,
There's no
yeah.
dips. Like your car doesn't do that. Like if you're going
that
a
makes
buck
sense.
40, you're fucked. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, there's times I come just in my car.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing like 70 and then hit a little bump and like everything kind of goes squirrely for a second. I'm like, well, that wasn't
there was a
good.
bridge when I was a kid that went from, it was off 295 that went from Mechanicsville over to Highland Springs, and my dad called it the roller coaster bridge. You went over it, and it was like doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. You were up and down the whole way, like just
That's when
bouncing
they were
through
going
it.
on vacation.
Like I drove-
Troy's
Yeah.
family.
I drove.
That was it. That's basically
I drove
vacation.
from Germany to Amsterdam in a.
And then flew back. It's a joke. It's a,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
got
bad
you.
Because
joke.
he was.
Damn it.
But that shit's crazy.
It sucks when you bomb.
So the roads are really nice.
They're just much better as far as the way that they're designed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's crazy because everyone is rolling.
Because in Germany,
the fuck
they
out.
engineer the shit out of everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they're rolling the fuck out on that road. You're like,
Yeah.
if I need to pass this dude, but I need to do it fast because you could look behind you and there's no one, and then you look behind you again and my man is on you.
Yeah.
Like,
See, that's crazy.
yeah, you can go on YouTube and look at some videos of Autobahn, and there's like some flybys where you're like, fuck, if you get over, you're all dead.
Yeah.
That Miata's just gone.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
so then I would say that's not cool.
No, they know. They all know about it. Like,
I
they
know,
all
but
how to
like
drive.
I know, but like let's say I'm going 90 and I get over. If a car's going 150, I don't care. Like they're going to be on my ass and mow me down. Like even if I'm just going around someone. So they're.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
I
just
don't
know
know.
how to. They just. Whereas they look fucking 5 times.
Really good.
Yeah, and
It
they
makes
get it, and they
sense.
do it real fast.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be going to Italy later this summer, and my dad warned me about that. He's like, they don't drive like we drive.
Yeah.
He's like,
We've talked about it. Like we've over-engineered cars where you're not driving them anymore. You're literally sitting in your lazy boy. You don't hear anything. You don't hear the road. You don't hear other cars. You're listening to your music really loud. You're not shifting gears. You're not feeling the car. So it's not the same as driving. Not even when we learned to drive, a few years ago. Like it's a totally different thing. Like you get in a new car, you don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Silent. It's insane.
And you can you can drive one finger. You can literally
yeah.
just put your finger on the steering wheel and just drive one finger. Like
But that's the beauty of an old car. Like this is why you should go get that Jeep that you were talking about last episode.
I think it makes better drivers, honestly.
you'll get
Well, the
more
old
in touch
cars?
with
Yeah,
it.
when you're shifting and you're having to work that
Well,
steering
it's because
wheel.
it kills off the bad
Well,
drivers.
I've always said that the person that drives the way they teach you in driver's ed is the worst driver than the guy that's got one arm and knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're the nervous Nelly, you're way more dangerous than the guy that's fucking comfortable whipping and dipping the motherfucker all around. You know what I mean?
There's some truth to that for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're feeling it,
Yeah.
you're in a group, you're in a good spot. But if you're constantly looking over your shoulder, nervous,
Yeah.
But I do think the key to a good driver, and you had alluded to it when you said the Germans, they look 5 times.
Yeah.
If your eyes aren't constantly moving, like if you're not fully aware of who's to your right, left,
Checking
behind
your
you, and in
mirrors.
front of you, yeah, I can't stand if someone's not looking at every mirror
Yeah.
all the time. My eyes are darting
Yeah.
constantly, and I'm not even saying I'm a great driver, but I'm hyper aware of what's around me. I think in my entire driving career, there's only been one time that I pulled over and someone turned out to be in my blind spot, because usually I see them coming, 6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, before they see it.
Yeah. And that's,
It was funny you bring that up because a couple weeks ago I was driving and I was heading out west and I was going down 460 and I was at work, driving my work car, and I looked up in my rearview mirror and I saw this minivan, and it was a 2-lane road, and I saw this minivan it's in the right lane, but it just kept working its way over the center line into the left lane, and I was in the left lane. Nobody was around me. And it kept getting closer and closer and closer, but it kept weaving into my lane. So I was like, something's up with this guy. I don't want this guy getting in my area at all.
Right.
So I let off the gas in the left lane and kept my eyes on the whole way because he would drift in the left lane and get back in the right. This dude, he goes past me.
okay, good. He's gone.
Yes. As he goes past me, this dude has 2, not counting 1, 2 hook hands. The pincher style.
Come on.
The pincher style.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm like, what is going on?
You know what that dude needs? A joystick, not a steering wheel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like adjust your car. Drive it like a video game. You could do that.
Oh, and I won't tell you his license plate, but he had a handicap license plate that was customized, and it had a church thing on it. It was
What
churchy.
was the license plate?
I'm not going to put it out there because people might
know
him or something, but it was
Okay, I'll
churchy.
give you that.
I'm sure
Was-
everyone knows the hook hand motherfucker anyways. Yeah, of Mechanicsville.
No,
Everybody knows
this
it.
was out.
Let me guess. Catman
No, this
Hook?
was 460 West. This was way out.
Oh, really?
Like out. I was headed to Blackstone,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and I mean,
What was that place? Swerves a lot?
yeah, called. Can you scratch my nose,
Exactly. Picking boogies.
dude? I was like, "Are you kidding me, dude?" Like, you
That's
have.
bogeys. Picking bogeys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then I felt bad, but then I was like, "Well, I mean, he was swerving. Like, I don't care if he's got hands or not. Like,
Yeah.
don't swerve, dude. You're going down a straight 2-lane road.
No, because I'm not. Look, I get that it's more difficult to drive if you've got hook hands. Like I totally get that. But the reality is that I got hands, and they're just as funky
Yeah.
on a steering wheel as hook hands. You put them there, and then you should be able to drive.
Yeah.
Unless he's got no coordination in his shoulders and his elbows.
Well, he was elderly, so
See, there's the bigger problem.
yeah.
It was an
Lost
age
him in
thing.
Nam.
Have you seen the? There's actually data that backs up that if you're tired,
Yeah, it's actually
it's worse than being drunk.
far worse.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I've been both. Unfortunately,
I'm currently tired and drunk. I should not be driving. But the thing is, I won't.
yeah.
But that is the data. The data says that a
But
sleep-deprived driver is
drunk, you
far
make that
worse.
decision, and yes, you're inebriated, so it's not good. Tired sneaks up on you, like.
And that's true. You're driving down the road. Like, you're never driving down the road and then go, oh, shit, I'm drunk.
Yes, and
Like, but you're driving down the road and you do go,
And you're never
oh, my
like-
God, my eyes just closed for a second.
yeah, and you're
that's
never
a
like,
fucked up feeling.
okay, I'm really tired. Let me jump in the car and head out. Like, no, you're road tripping
the
or something.
tired occurs hours into a journey when then you realize, oh, my gosh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm shocked sometimes at how tired I've become behind
Yeah.
the wheel, you know?
Oh, I've got some stories about being tired behind the wheel that would blow your mind. Like, freak you the fuck out if you...
It's-
From the military,
it's awful.
or-
No, just from driving tired
No,
as
because
shit.
he's a road warrior.
Yeah,
Yeah, just drive so much. Or, I mean, I've had people, like, laying on their horn next to me, like, you need to pull the fuck over.
wow,
Like, shit like that.
'Cause
You're going the
'cause you're
wrong
following-
way.
Yeah.
How do they know where we're going?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, how do they know where
Right.
we're going?
So you've come across this on multiple occasions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've dealt with that.
Scary, huh?
It's very... Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty
being
bad.
tired is the worst, man. Just
It is.
pull over and go to sleep. We were
Yeah.
talking about
Except now, I feel like that's not a safe bet. Like, I feel like you might not be safe. I feel a lot of people I know sleep in their car, and I don't feel secure in my car. Like,
Really?
even with the doors locked.
if I'm that kind of tired, I feel far more secure.
Well, if I'm
just
that
sleeping.
kind of tired, yes.
I do hate sleeping in my car, though. 'Cause
Yes.
It's like the car reclines. Like, there's like, if I could just get one more
Nice.
couple inches
Exactly,
on that recline,
yeah.
it'd be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm
That
with
in
you.
a fridge, we'd be set.
No, I just need to be able to.
My thing is, whenever I want to sleep in the car, like, you can't leave it running.
Oh, why
So
not?
it's either you're freezing cold or you're sweating your balls
I'll
off.
leave that motherfucker running, man. Fuck that.
Yeah, I leave it.
But that's how
Yeah.
you get a DUI if you've been drinking.
Hold on. If you're pulled over on the side of the road, and your car is running, and you're
I never pull.
ass-
All right,
Yes.
if you pull over on the side of the road, you got issues.
Well,
No, but I'm saying,
never
like,
on the side. But say you pull way the hell
No.
off the road or a rest area.
No, go to a rest
no,
area. Or
if you're at a
fucking
bar
hotel.
or you're somewhere and you've been drinking and you want to go sleep in your car, if you start that car and you're sleeping in the back, you'll get Dewey.
I'm sleeping in the back seat.
With it running, you're,
I mean,
you're
you-
getting a Dewey.
Depends
That's
on the cop,
ludicrous.
I would imagine. But
Certainly,
they could give
but
you
that's
one.
ludicrous that the law can be interpreted as such. That
Yeah.
blows. my
Car's
mind.
running.
Yeah.
But I don't have access to the steering wheel. I'm in the back seat.
Well, you don't know. They don't know. I'm with you. I mean,
No, I
and
believe you
I think
are.
Ely's right. I mean, I think it's. Everything depends on the cop,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you can get a ticket for going one over depending on the cop. So I
Yep.
mean, it all depends on the cop.
Exactly.
I've certainly run into some lenient cops in my life.
Yeah,
And some dicks.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
I have.
And they're
I would if I was a cop and I saw that, I'd be like, "Good on you, dude.
Yeah.
Do
But
you?"
but
Knock
the
this
problem is, right? I wake up in 10 minutes, still just as hammered, and I go, I'm
Feel
good,
better. Yeah,
and
yeah,
drive. That's why the cop.
That's the problem. Sometimes what keeps me from stopping when I'm tired is that I know that if I pull over and sleep, it's just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
It's not like no one takes a 20-minute nap and just wakes up and is like, it's 8 a.m. I feel great.
I don't buy that. So
Really?
so in sales, and I know you've done your time on the road.
Yeah.
I have done that where I'm like drifting, pull over in a rest area, shut it down, 20 minutes, and then I'm like, I'm back and I can go. And I've
never done
it.
it driving,
Yeah, I mean-
but I have gotten home in the afternoon and been beat and laid down for 20 minutes and gotten up and reactivated. But I feel like in the driving situation, if I'm beat, when I go to shut it down, that's when I'm not going to be able to shut it down.
Right.
Like, all right, now I'm here. Like, what am I going to do? My head's going to start racing. It's like something about driving. When you're by yourself, you're just like, you start to zone out, and it all starts to close in around you.
I'd always have these things where I'd have to be somewhere like 5 hours away at 9 a.m. So I would be like,
I know the feeling.
what do I do? Do I go to bed? Do I just stay awake?
Yeah.
But you're
You know
the
what I mean?
king of leaving at 4 and
I
getting
would
there
stay
at
up
9
and
a.m.
leave at 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you do that many a time.
Oh, yeah.
Why not go to sleep and leave it for? Oh, you mean you're like having fun the night before?
No, just hanging out. Because I'm like, I just can't, for some reason, go to bed at 9. So next thing I know, it's midnight, and I'm like, if I
So
go to
you
sleep,
can only go to sleep when you're beat tired.
if I go to sleep at 4 at midnight, there's a chance I'm not getting up at 4. If I just, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
I get that.
Do you have trouble going to sleep?
No, at midnight, it's at midnight and I gotta get up at 4. I'm weighing just staying up because I'm like,
But
I could just easily.
Oh, wow.
you know why?
Yeah.
Because anything less than 4 hours of sleep is more detrimental to me.
Right.
If I can get to 5, though, I can
Yes.
make that work.
For
but
sure.
it's that 4, I'm the same way. I'm like, actually, I'm going to hurt worse.
Right.
I'll just go for it.
Yeah. I feel good now. Plow some coffee and get on the road.
But you're so wrong.
Yeah.
You're so
You're right.
wrong. And
No,
coffee,
you're right. I mean, it's wrong.
Yeah.
but-
No, I'm saying, but it doesn't work. You think
An
it's
hour
going to work.
in,
Yeah.
2 hours in, you're like, oh, this is a horrible idea.
bad idea.
I got to drink so much coffee.
Rumble strips.
Rumble strips
Yeah.
are the best.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they are fantastic.
What a genius idea.
It is.
I mean, how many lives have those saved?
Tons.
I mean, it's probably, you can't count the amount
Yeah.
of lives that it's saved. That guy deserves a damn prize.
He does.
Or
Mr.
girl,
Rumble.
whatever. Yeah.
Mrs. Rumble.
It's funny that his name is Rumble. I mean,
It
it's
is.
just fitting.
It's crazy. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that
Like
word
the
meant something.
proctologist with rectum.
Yeah.
Dr. Rectum.
That was just a word for fighting, rumble, and then all of a sudden he made those strips. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's also the drrrr sound.
Yeah.
Now
Exactly.
we get it.
It's like it was destiny.
Kudos to you, Mr. Rumble. Kudos
Remember,
to you.
Dr.
we had
Rumble.
a friend at college. Remember when he delivered pizzas for Papa John's?
Okay.
And he was found in a neighborhood going curb to curb.
Oh,
Like
was he
hammied,
mashing cars?
Blacked out, hammied. And he woke up and there was a note. It was like, the guy that saved your life, or like, your keys are in your passenger seat. Sincerely, the dude that saved your life. Yeah.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
And that dude got a DUI down the road later.
Yeah, he
Not
did.
that night, but I mean,
Yeah,
like
different night.
years later. So the note almost worked. He should have written
Not
it in.
quite.
Should have written it in bold.
I got a call. We got woken up to go to a convenience store right up here at Courthouse in Midlow, in the middle of the night one night. And we pull up and the cops are there, and there's a dude just slumped over sideways in his car. It's running, headlights are on, and it's 2:33 in the morning. He's out. He won't wake up. We're
Yeah.
shaking him. He won't wake up. Break out the smelling salts, throw him under his nose. He pops up. Cops are like, "You all right, sir?"
How drunk do you have to be before smelling salts come into the
Yeah.
equation? That's crazy.
Pretty drunk.
His car's dinging because his door's open. So as soon as he comes to, the cops are like, "Is he all right?" They're like, "You all right?" He's like, "I'll be fine if I can just get this dinging to stop."
That sounds like a bad joke.
Yeah.
Like, that's hilarious.
So I'd taken the keys out, and I was in the passenger door, and I'd reached over and taken the keys out, and he's like going for the ignition, trying to find the keys, and he can't find them.
Yeah.
I'm holding them up now, like over the car, so the cops see him, like, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And then they pull him out of the car, and he was like, "All right, yeah, you
How long
got
ago
me.
was this?
You got me 4 or 5 years ago."
Okay.
He was like, "Yeah, you got me." Like, poor guy. Like, he had gone somewhere.
I ain't been drinking.
He was trying to get.
I just started.
Yeah.
He's trying to get some hot dogs or Doritos
chili
or
cheese dog or
exactly something. I felt bad for the guy. I mean,
yeah.
You don't wish that on anybody.
No,
I'm
hell
glad
no.
you didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But we've all made stupid mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Like driving tired.
Yeah. The worst.
Pull over, people.
Don't do it. That's why you need to take a nap and just
Don't
go
pull
to
over on the
brunch
side of the
with
road. If you do that, you're just asking.
Never pull up.
Don't even listen to this show anymore. If you pull over on the side of the road,
Yeah.
you're asking to get hit. You ain't seen those videos in America's Wildest Videos and shit?
Yeah.
Where the car plows into the other car that's still on the shoulder?
Yeah,
Even with a flat tire, limp your ass off the
Yes.
road.
I'm gonna
completely.
I'm going to do a public service for all the tired people. Like, wake up!
Right.
There we go. I've always done that. Even when cops pull me over, I'll do like the flash my lights, let them know, put on
Turn
my
your hazards on.
and then
Yeah.
point that I'm pulling over, and I will get off the highway.
Oh. There's not much that grinds my gears as much as a motherfucker
Yeah.
that pulls over or stops right in the middle of the fucking road.
Did I ever tell
Go in
the
the shopping center or go another mile until there's a turnoff and have this conversation with the cop off the fucking road.
Did I ever tell the story that I got caught in traffic on 64, which happens all the time, heading towards the beach, and it was just forever. And I was like, God, what is going on up here? I finally get up there. I'm expecting, an accident with bodies
Right.
everywhere,
Yeah.
up in the trees, and
Yeah.
and cops and fire trucks and all that stuff. Nobody's up here. This dude has a flat tire. He's in the left lane.
No.
His flat tire is his passenger side rear tire. He has this car jacked up sitting in the left lane with his ass hanging in the right lane, and he's changing his tire.
I might have got out and fought that dude.
I wanted. It was all I could do to not park my car.
Change his tire, then fuck him up.
Just pull his car off the road and then kick the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, how big of a dick and dumb? Like you're endangering the lives of thousands of other people and yourself.
Right.
Your
Just
ass
get
is
off
hanging
the
out in
road.
the right lane.
Exactly.
Just get off the road.
Right.
Yeah.
I do it for the police. I do it when I got a problem. I will sacrifice my rim just a little to get over there.
me
like
too.
That's fine. I'd rather
You're
not
saving
get
your own
crushed.
life.
and
Yeah.
I'm saving other people's lives.
Yeah.
Oh, and if I'm over like on the edge of the highway and I have to I can't go anywhere, I'll have the kids go over in the woods.
Yeah,
Over
yeah, yeah.
Any further?
Like go over there. I've seen too many crazy fucking videos.
All of those cops videos ends with that cop getting
Yes.
fucking his gun holster whipped off by a mirror at
Right.
80 miles an hour.
Exactly.
That's best case scenario.
Yeah.
And a new pair of pants.
Yeah. I'm looking for Ray Finkel.
Yeah.
And a new pair
What do
of
you know
shorts.
about him?
Soccer stock kicker. Graduated from Collier High, June 1980.
Oh, that kills me.
All right, get us the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
Brendan.
I'm trying.
Wrap
I'm
it up.
trying.
Jesus.
I got the music playing in the background.
Talkie. This
there
guy,
we go.
can't get him. At least he has-
What the fuck did I do?
That dude's fabulous as shit.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we do appreciate the support.
He's fierce.
Please, if you haven't had a chance to go over to iTunes or Google Play or Podcast Addict or wherever the hell it is you're pulling down this podcast, give us a 5-star rating. It certainly helps the cause. And if
Either
you
that
haven't-
or send us $20.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Troy, you're on to something there.
Because one's free and it takes you no time. So otherwise, stroke a check for $20, put it in the mail.
Or sign up a friend.
Yes.
I'm willing. If you sign up a friend, that's perfectly
Do
fine.
both.
Otherwise, yeah, make it $10 and sign up one friend. Send us no money, sign up 2 friends.
We need the high ratings because that's the only way
It
we
does.
can move up.
It does. And the downloads.
Yes.
So please do subscribe. Send it on over to your friends. Get them to subscribe. If you haven't had a chance to send in some topics, you can always do so at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com. We check that every night before the show.
Every
See
night.
what's coming on. Well, one night a week.
Before the
we
show.
check in before the show. We check it, see what's there. Or you can always hit us up on Facebook, and Ely may respond. Or you can always hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at ITPH Podcast. Ely, do you ever check the Instagram?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
All right, perfect. So reach out to us there. Let us know what you're thinking about.
I'm going to put shit on it, but I'll check it.
That's right. We don't do anything there, but we're listening to you guys.
We're not 13-year-old girls. That's
Yep.
what Instagram is, right?
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
That was a really good podcast, don't you think?
All right. I'm going to go get the coolers. Hola. Adios.